take somebody's review of your product and ask ChatGPT to rewrite it as an ad.
You're listening to the Keep Optimizing podcast to increase your traffic, improve your conversion rates, and grow your profits.
Hello and welcome. I'm Chloe Thomas, the host of this e-commerce marketing focused podcast. If you're not familiar with the format, well, each month we focus on a different marketing method. It could be email or SEO or, like we're doing at the moment, Facebook ads. And each week I interview a different expert to explore the latest advice on making it work for you. This month we're all about Facebook ads. We're looking at how, first off, Facebook ads is not dead. There is still money to be made there if you know what you're doing. And it's changed a lot in the last 12, 18 months. So we're getting into the tactics which are going to help you make it work for you. Last episode, we got deep into Advantage Plus campaigns, which is the newfangled clever thing that Facebook have bought out, and how to make that work for your business. In this episode, we're looking at how you can save yourself some time and accelerate the performance of your ads through the use of AI. Yes, we're talking artificial intelligence. And one of the reasons I wanted to include this in this episode, in this mini series on Facebook ads, is because I know a lot of you are seeing the amount of budget you're putting towards Facebook ads reduce, which means you've got less time to spend, or you should be spending less time on that channel if it's a lower percentage of your marketing budget. And these are some great ways to do that, whilst actually probably increasing the power of your ads. So that's what we're talking about in this. You may recognise our guest because he was on the show talking Google ads back in January. You can check that out in episode 136 if you want to hear his Google ad thoughts. And I should also say, we've not done much how to use AI on this show or my other show, E-commerce Master Plan, on purpose. Because I've been waiting for ideas and use cases that aren't just, oh, isn't this cool? And that kind of send you into bright, shiny object, losing a whole day to playing with a tool. Nothing wrong with that, but I don't want to be encouraging you to do it. Now we've got, or Jonny has brought along, some really clear case studies and how to get the best out of those tools to help you solve some real problems and accelerate some progress in your business. So really excited to bring you this episode. Do make sure you listen right to the end of the episode, because at the end of the interview, Jonny will also be sharing his quickfire insider tips on how to maximise the performance of Facebook ads. Plus, I'll be sharing my take on it all and outlining some more free ways we can help you improve your Facebook ads even more. So stay tuned right to the end. Do you want more from your paid ads campaigns this year? Are you tired of disappointing results? Are your optimizations delivering no to low performance improvements? If that all sounds familiar, well, it's because the game's changed, which means you need a chat with my friends at Digital Gearbox. They are masters in the art of pay-per-click marketing. Their expert team have helped transform businesses around the world with tried and tested strategies that actually get results. And right now, they're offering a free one-on-one consultation to 10 ambitious Keep Optimising listeners looking to do great things in 2023. Now, only 10 of you can get this brilliant offer, so do not delay. Get your free consultation now by heading over to keepopt.com/digital gearbox. That's keepopt.com/digital gearbox. And let the Digital Gearbox team show you the true power of PPC. In this episode, I'm chatting with Facebook ads expert Jonny Hyams. Jonny is the head of client services at Digital Gearbox, driving sales and great ROAS for their clients across Facebook ads and other channels. Hello, Jonny.
Hello, Chloe. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you back on the show again. Last time I asked you how did you get into Google ads, so this time I have to ask you the updated question, which is, how did you get into Facebook ads?
I don't really have a very exciting answer for you. I got into Facebook ads because I started working at Digital Gearbox. That's more or less it. I started out on Google ads, sort of really focused quite heavily on that, and then got introduced to Facebook ads maybe 3 or 4 months into work in there. I love Facebook ads though, because Google Ads is very, very analytical. It's all about adjusting those bids, looking at those search queries, whereas Facebook is a lot more around the creatives and the copy. That's how you drive results. So it lets me unleash my inner artist.
Yeah, that's definitely the major difference from a workload perspective across the two, isn't it? On Facebook, you actually get to do something with colours and potentially moving images as well. There's people screaming at their whatever they're listening to this on now, going, but what about YouTube ads? Well, yes, what about YouTube ads? So you are helping me fill a content gap in across all my podcasts at the moment because you have volunteered to talk about AI tools. As I've already told the audience, I'm a little bit of a skeptic. I like to wait until there's a hard and fast use case for these before getting all excited about them and getting distracted. And you have found, you've kind of done the legwork for us when it comes to Facebook ads, haven't you, with the AI tools?
Yeah, I mean, what I want to say first of all is that I am not an expert in using these AI tools, not at all. I am a dabbler in using them. I'm an expert in Facebook ads, but I'm a dabbler in using AI on the Facebook ads platform. And it's been an interesting journey so far.
That's cool. We like a dabbler here. I think all experts start off as dabblers, and I think it's a bit too early to be an expert in how to use an AI tool, although I have seen some courses in how to use ChatGPT, which I think is quite interesting. It's a whole new subset of our industry.
I'm pretty sure those courses are written by ChatGPT as well.
This is where the world becomes incredibly meta, and I don't mean Meta, the ad platform, when I say that. Okay, before we confuse anyone any further, or confuse me any further, why should one consider using AI tools to help with your Facebook ads management activity right now?
Because it will speed things up and help you unleash your creativity. There are a few different tools I've tried so far, and I want to sort of walk you through those. I think a good place to start is with ChatGPT. For the handful of people out there who don't yet know what ChatGPT is, it is an AI-powered chatbot. You can talk to it, you can ask it questions, and just generally have a conversation with it. And you can ask it to write things for you, and people are using this to get them to write them blogs for the websites. Some naughty students are using it to write their homework for them. And I've been using it to help me write ad copy for my Facebook ads.
Excellent. I want to come in there, Jonny, because I want to just dive in a little bit to where you said the why part before we get too deep into the ChatGPT side of things. Because I thought it's really interesting that you had, straight off the bat, immediately two really good reasons for using this. One is speeding up your workload, so saving you time, and the other one was becoming more creative. And I think that is kind of like rule number one when using an AI tool. Have a reason to be using the AI tool. And hey, if it's Friday afternoon and you're feeling like playing around with a tool, that is reason enough. But I like that. It's kind of speeding things up and helping you become more creative. Those are the two you're finding it's most useful for.
I am, yes. And you're absolutely right. They can be strangely addictive. So you can find yourself wasting time with them if you're not in there with an explicit purpose. So yeah, you're right. First of all, understand what you're trying to achieve with it before you load them up.
So you've been using ChatGPT to create text for your Facebook ads. Any interesting tips or avoid at all costs that you've come across in these explorations?
Yes, I mean, the first thing I noticed is that ChatGPT is a competent writer. It's also a very boring writer. The prose it will produce for you is really, really very formal, very dry, very boring to read. It does a bad job of actually selling your product unless you train it. So what you need to do is, first of all, help it understand why people will be interested in your product. Tell it about the pain points it solves, tell it about the features and benefits your product offers. At that point, you can then ask it to write some ad copy that would be suitable for Facebook or whatever ad platform you're using. But do still bear in mind, the first draft is still going to be dry and boring.
So that's just for those who are going, I'm still too scared to have played with ChatGPT. Why are you creating it? They're thinking, why are you creating a boring one at the beginning, and how do you train it? How do you train an AI algorithm? So can you take us down to like really, really dull basics on this?
Yeah, absolutely. Literally, when you're having a chat with it, you say, this is my product, it does this, it helps people solve these problems. Please write me some advertising copy. That's pretty much all you need to do there. It will give you some advertising copy. At that point, you can then say, make it snappier, make it funnier, write it in a more excited tone. That's how you then start making it more interesting to read. What ChatGPT is really good at is puns as well. So if you want to get a little pun in there, ask it to add a pun in. It will do that for you as well. It can make it humorous. But whatever tone of voice you want it to adopt, you can at that point ask it to rewrite the previous ad copy in that tone of voice, and it will do that for you. So that's how you get writing ad copy that isn't just really dry and boring.
Got you. So the training element is a bit like if you were working with one of your team and they bought you some copy and you went, oh, it's a bit dull, can you spice it up a bit? And then they go away and then they bring you something back, oh, it'd be great if there was a pun in that. And then they go away and they come back, but without someone having to walk across the room and back, or in this world, log off Zoom or Slack and then log back on again.
Exactly right. And it's incredibly fast as well. That entire process should take you a minute or so to get that sort of iterated version of the ad copy. But you don't want to stop there. Once you've got your ad copy, then ask it to write you 10 more. The goal here is to get options because they're not all going to be great. The goal is to get multiple options for you to choose between. You then pick one or two, however many you need, the best ones only, and then you edit it yourself. So you go in there and you maybe need to tweak it a little bit to make sure it fits your brand, or maybe just tighten it up a little bit. But the point is you don't just accept what ChatGPT gives you. You've got to tighten up a little bit yourself. So it doesn't eliminate all the human work. There's still some work required from you, but it is quicker than if you did the entire process yourself, and it can generate lots of different options and ideas for you to work with very, very quickly.
So I get, Jonny, that if you're someone like me for whom the blank white page can be a massive roadblocker to getting started on something, this is, I can just go, here's my product. My product does this, give me some ad copy, ask it a few questions, generate 10 more. Brilliant. I've now got a couple, out of those 10, I'm going to have 2 that I can now tweak and optimize, and I'm going to be very, very happy with how it sped up my process. If I'm someone who loves writing my own copy, I can imagine there's people out there who are like, but I love writing the copy. I don't want to let the AI all over it. Can they start with, I've just written this ad copy. Can you make it more blah, blah, blah? Can you kind of feed it an ad copy in the first place?
You can do, absolutely. And in fact, one of my tips is to actually take somebody's review of your product and ask ChatGPT to rewrite it as an ad.
Oh, cool.
Because that review will obviously talk about what people find useful and beneficial about your product and how it brings value to their life. And then by asking ChatGPT to take that and rewrite it as an ad, it brings those points to life as ad copy for you.
Brilliant. So if you've got something you like but isn't quite right for this particular usage, this particular piece of ad copy, you could kind of go, here's a blog post I wrote about our product. Can you turn it into a Facebook ad text?
Yeah, and I actually did that for one of my clients. Another blog had written really nice things about my client. So I literally gave ChatGPT that blog and asked it to rewrite it for me, and I used that as an ad.
It works both for those who hate the white page and those who are like, well, I love writing it, but I always write 3 times too much, or I want to see if I could up the performance of my best ad. I might feed that one into it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of things you can try there. There are some caveats you need to bear in mind, though. I think one of the biggest one is it lies. It does not always tell the truth. It hallucinates things. I think a really good example of this is I introduced my managing director to it last week, and she asked it about herself. And ChatGPT told her that she was the co-founder of Digital Gearbox, and she was not a co-founder of Digital Gearbox at all. It just completely lied. And when she asked who the other founder was, it named some random guy who's never been involved in the agency at all. So it does just make stuff up.
Wow. Yeah, that is the thing I think to remember with all the AI. It's only good as the databases that it's learning from. And if there's, I think many of the issues with AI solutions like ChatGPT come down to the fact that it's pulling on what humans have already created, and humans are fundamentally flawed. Therefore, it is fundamentally flawed, which I guess is one of those reasons you can't just copy and paste what it gives you and chuck it straight into an ad. You need to double check it's actually accurate. Any other tips or caveats for us when we're using ChatGPT to fast track our text creation?
No, but I do want to highlight that it is free to use for commercial purposes, which I know some people are concerned that there are copyright issues there. There aren't. You can use it for whatever you want to use it for.
That hadn't even crossed my mind, but it is such an important point. So thank you for mentioning that. So we can use it without fear, basically.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
For now.
For now, at any rate, yes, for now. So that's ChatGPT for our text. What other AI tools have you been playing around with to improve your creativity and speed up the ad creation process?
There are a number of image generation AI tools out there as well. The one I've been using is called Midjourney, which is really quite cool. You literally write in a description of the image you want, and then it will create it for you. I started using it half a year ago or so, back when it was on version 3. It's now on version 5, which is far more advanced and produces far higher quality images. A lot of people may have seen AI-produced images, and one of the big giveaways was hands. It couldn't do human hands. They were mangled, disfigured things. It can now do hands, which is quite cool. So you can see how it's been improving. But I've used Midjourney with one of my very new clients who we've just signed, and I've used it to generate some images that we can use in their ads that are really quite attention grabbing. I haven't spoken to the client about talking about them here, so I'm gonna make up who they are. So
Cool.
they they have a food product, let's say cookies, and they have the rights to use a character from a popular TV show. So let's pretend it's Minions from the Despicable Me film.
Cool.
So I produced a bunch of images of Minions eating cookies, Minions having a picnic, Minions giving a thumbs up, and I took those images and I edited them and I put them into ads with my AI written headlines to be able to produce these really attention grabbing and quite evocative images to use in my ads for them.
Oh, nice. And the key thing, which well, actually two key things from that. One, we never want any of our guests to spill anything they're not allowed to spill. So loving the caveating this. And then the other thing is, Jonny's client has permission to use the minions. Well, not the minions, but the character that they're using. They've got permission to do it, which is very important if you want to stay on the legal side of doing these things. Jonny, you mentioned when we were talking about ChatGPT that you need to do a certain amount of training, so that going back and asking for iterations and iterations. Does the same thing stand for using an image creation tool like Midjourney?
Actually, no, it's the opposite. With Midjourney and other AI image creation tools, you want to be broader and simpler with your descriptions. The more specific you get, the more it begins to struggle to actually generate what you're asking it to generate. So it's good at very simple and easy concepts, but the more specific you want to make it, it's going to start making mistakes.
Great. So we're not going to be feeding in a blog post or a whole load of some ad copy and create us an image to do this. We're going to be doing, we want someone having fun on the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it as simple as that.
Exactly. So the idea behind it is to generate images that represent your brand or your product to really bring it to life. So one of the ones I've been thinking about, for example, is if you had a product that is in some way faster than the competition, your headline could be out of this world speed, and your image could be a race car on the moon. Something you wouldn't be able to produce cheaply any other way, but with Midjourney, very quick and easy to produce that.
I'm just laughing, Jonny, because I'm loving the fact you're saying the only barrier to producing a race car on a moon real photograph is the cost.
Very expensive. Very
so it's only
expensive.
the cost. That's the only barrier we've got here is the cost. So tying these things together to create images we may not be able to create otherwise, or to keep our budgets down, quite frankly, because cost of photo shoots can be quite heavy. And then the other thing you said on the ChatGPT front, as well as the training, was it's all about having lots of options. Do we want to be generating lots of options when it comes to the image options, the image AI creations, or are we usually just happy with the first option it gives us?
You want multiple iterations as well. So it'll give you 4 options for each prompt you give it, but you'll very often want to tweak your prompt a little bit to get a little bit closer to what you want, or just ask it multiple times. So you've got options to choose between, and then you pick your favorite option and you upscale it. You make it bigger and more detailed to use in the actual ad.
Got you. And the one you've been using is Midjourney, which is Midjourney.
Yes, I think so.
just as it sounds. That's unusual in the world of AI and tech. Crikey. Anything else we need to know about creating images for our Facebook ads with AI?
So a key thing to bear in mind with Midjourney in particular is that you get a free trial with it, which is awesome, but the images you produce for free, you cannot use for commercial purposes. You can only use images for commercial purposes if you have a paid account, but it's only $10 a month. It's not particularly expensive. But a key thing you need to bear in mind with Midjourney is you do not own the copyright of that image. Midjourney owns the copyright of that image, and anybody else can use that image you create. So don't think of it as you're paying an artist to produce art for you. Think of it as stock images that are more flexible and more tailored to what you need.
Got you. So it's totally, if you're on that paid plan, it's totally fine for you to use them on your ads, on your website, wherever you want to use them, but they're not exclusive to you, is what the copyright piece
Absolutely. Other things to bear in mind is AI art is controversial in certain sectors. If your target audience is artists, please don't use an AI art generator. Your customers will hate you. But I've also seen, I saw a charity using an AI generated image of a homeless, starving child, which I think backfired a little bit because people were asking, well, why should I donate money to an AI generated child? So do bear in mind, make sure your product is suitable for these sort of AI generated images.
I like that point as well. Okay, cool. And then I think you said that you've been using it for video creation as well, which is where my brain starts to go, what, really?
Well, no, I haven't. There are some video creation tools out there. They aren't yet suitable for ads, in my opinion. However, I think it will be coming very soon. I know Facebook themselves are working on a video creator very similar to Midjourney, where you type in a prompt and it creates a video. Early examples of that are quite trippy. So unless you're selling something psychedelic, it might not be suitable just yet. But this tech is advancing very, very, very quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if in a year's time the tech has advanced to the point where there are video creation AI that is suitable for use in ads.
Got you. But for now, we can use ChatGPT to deal with our text, to help us fast track creating great responsive text. We can use the image tools like Midjourney to fast track the creation of images and get rid of some of those roadblocks in that space, which gives us more time to spend creating the videos that drive results for us across our video ads. So it all helps each other, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely. And there are tools out there that help speed up the video editing process. That is one worth looking into if you're looking to produce videos for your ads.
Oh, I got you. So if you've got some raw materials to pull together into a seamless video, then AI tools may well be your friend.
Yes, they can help you edit podcasts as well.
They can indeed. They can't help you. Oh, can they? They probably can help you be the host of a podcast, but not here yet. Hence why I don't always get my words in the right order, as all of you listening know to be the case. Jonny, before we move on, is there anything else we need to be wary of, think about before we start testing these AI tools with our Facebook ads?
My main piece of advice, I think, is just jump in and start experimenting with them. Go to Midjourney, start creating images, see how it works for you, see if it can create the types of images that are actually useful for you, because it can't create images of everything. It can't do an image of your product, for example. Likewise, ChatGPT, go in there, have a conversation with ChatGPT, find out what sort of things it can write for you. It might not be suitable for everyone, but you won't know until you actually try.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jonny. It's been a pleasure picking your brains about all these AI tools and how we can use them to improve our overall Facebook ad performance even. Listeners, remember to stay tuned right to the end so you don't miss out on Jonny's insider tips on Facebook ads and my suggestions for more free resources to help you improve things even further in your business. Do you want more from your paid ads campaigns this year? Are you tired of disappointing results? Are your optimizations delivering no to low performance improvements? If that all sounds familiar, well, it's because the game's changed, which means you need a chat with my friends at Digital Gearbox. They are masters in the art of pay-per-click marketing. Their expert team have helped transform businesses around the world with tried and tested strategies that actually get results. And right now, they're offering a free one-on-one consultation to 10 ambitious Keep Optimising listeners looking to do great things in 2023. Now, only 10 of you can get this brilliant offer, so do not delay. Get your free consultation now by heading over to keepopt.com/digital gearbox. That's keepopt.com/digital gearbox. And let the Digital Gearbox team show you the true power of PPC. Okay, Jonny, so far we've gone deep into AI tools to speed up and make our Facebook ads more creative. Now you get to wow us with your insider knowledge about the whole of Facebook ads. So for the following questions, your answer can be anything to do with Facebook ads, which of course includes everything we've already been talking about. Jonny, are you ready for these?
Maybe.
I love it. Maybe. Let's find out. Let's start with newbie advice. If we've inspired someone to take their first step, what do they need to know to give themselves the best chance of success?
I think my number one tip actually would be to learn how to use Canva if you don't already. And if you don't have a graphic designer to create your images for you for your ads, Canva is a lifesaver for a marketer like me, where I like creating my images for my ads, but I am not a graphic designer. I don't really know how to use Photoshop. Canva makes it very quick and very easy and also very cheap for me to be able to create good-looking creatives for my Facebook ads.
Yep, totally top tip, that one. Now, once you've started, of course, you've got to keep optimizing. So what's your favourite way to improve performance?
This might not be too shocking based on what we've been talking about, but testing different creatives. I think testing different copy in particular is key. I think gone are the days where your ad can just be, here's my product, please buy it. That used to work in the olden days, back when targeting was more effective, but nowadays your ad has to sell people on the value your product will bring to their life even before they click the ad. And the way you do that is by testing different ad copy, different hooks, talking about different pain points, bringing different benefits to life.
Yeah. Very good advice again. I have nothing to add. If someone listening wants to learn more, is there one cheap or free resource you would recommend?
I'm going to be super cheeky here and I'm going to plug my own podcast, my agency's podcast.
Not cheeky at all, I might hasten to add. We love a podcast recommendation. So what's the name of the podcast and where can we get hold of it?
It is the PPC Burrito. I don't know why it's called the PPC Burrito. I'm sure my creative director can give you a much better answer on that one. You can find it at digitalgearbox.co.uk. I think it's also on Spotify and all the other podcatchers. I'm actually recording an episode tomorrow talking around using these AI tools in both Facebook ads and Google ads. But we talk about sort of the full gamut of PPC and paid media.
Excellent. Cool. We will add a link to that podcast and that podcast episode because this will be coming out after that one, I suspect, in the weird world of podcast scheduling. Thank you very much for that one, Jonny. Much appreciated. And finally, crystal ball time. What's coming up in the next 6 to 12 months that we should be getting ready for?
I would suspect less control over Facebook ads, more automation. I think the Advantage Plus shopping campaign is an indicator of the direction Facebook is moving in, and I wouldn't be surprised if in the relatively near future, the ideal Facebook ad account setup is one campaign, one ad set, no audiences, Facebook takes care of everything. In which case, the way to optimize that is creatives and copy. So if you're not experimenting with different creatives and copy now, you should be.
Yeah, I totally agree. We had a whole episode on that, or on what the Advantage Plus is doing last time. And if our only option is the creative and the copy, we need creative and graphics and copy that come from different angles. And it's very hard, if you're the only person writing it, to create things that read differently with different tones of voice, which I guess is exactly where that AI comes in handy.
Exactly.
Makes your life a lot easier. You can feed the algorithm with loads of great content to help it put together your ads. Loving that synchronicity, circularity, something. Loving the way that's all tied together, Jonny. It's brilliant. We're nearly at the end of the show, though, so could you please let the listeners know where they can find you and Digital Gearbox?
digitalgearbox.co.uk. You can find me on LinkedIn as well under Jonny Hyams. I think I'm the only Jonny Hyams on there. Hyams is spelled Hyams.
Easy as that, everybody. So get in contact with your questions about Facebook ads and AI tools by the sounds of it as well. Jonny, thank you so much for being on the Keep Optimising podcast and for being so generous sharing your Facebook ad tips with us. You've given us all a lot of clever ideas for saving time and becoming more creative, so thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
So there you have it, a step-by-step guide to speeding up the creation of your text for your Facebook ads. And of course, you could use all those tactics for speeding up the creation of text across your whole business with ChatGPT, and tips for using a tool like Midjourney to create images faster for your business when you need them for your Facebook ads, but also when you need those for other channels. And I hope that has given you a couple of good ways in which you can use AI to take some of the workload out of running your Facebook ads, because I know a lot of you are spending less on Facebook ads at the moment, and that also means you shouldn't be spending quite so much time on it. So hence you need to let the Facebook ad algorithm do its work for you with campaigns like Advantage Plus, but you also need to find ways like the ChatGPT option and the Midjourney option to speed up the creation of those. And if you've got, some half-finished videos around the place or some videos you want to tweak and optimize, then some of the AI video tools are going to be useful for you as well. So I hope that's been an interesting, helpful session, both on Facebook ads and on how to make AI work well for your business. You can get links to everything we discussed, the full transcript of this episode, important notes and more via keepoptimising.com. And if you want to go straight to the correct page on the website, use our short link, keepopt.com/the number of this episode, and that will take you straight to the correct page on the website. When you get to the website, please do add yourself to our email list so you don't miss out on any of the many things I share to help you improve your business, which includes our monthly Q&A webinar. Because as part of my mission to help you improve your Facebook ads marketing this month, I've invited all our specialists to join us for a live Q&A session at the end of the month. It's going to be your chance to get your questions answered. So, to make sure you're on the list for that, to make sure you have the opportunity to submit a question in advance if you can't make it to the live recording, head to keepopt.com/webinar to get yourself registered. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Keep Optimising podcast. If you've enjoyed the episode, then do check out our other Facebook ads episodes, because I think they will help you build on what you've learned in this episode. You can find all of those by scrolling up your feed. Simple as that. Look for the ones that have got Facebook ads written at the beginning, or use the short link keepopt.com/Facebook to go to the page on the website where we list all our Facebook ad content. Please do tell your fellow marketers about the show, because I want to help as many marketers as possible to navigate the changes on Facebook ads at the moment and thus improve the performance of their e-commerce marketing. Finally, if you are listening, it's not if, it's a you are listening carbon guilt-free. This is a carbon positive podcast, which means we've bought the carbon credits to offset all our production, distribution, and your listening to this show. So you have just listened to this episode and all our episodes, including those on our other podcasts, carbon guilt-free. So binge away, my lovelies, binge away. Have a great week, and make sure you listen to the next episode so I can help you to keep optimizing your marketing.
Access everything Keep Optimizing at keepoptimizing.com. That's with an S, not a Z.
Do you want more from your paid ads campaigns this year? Are you tired of disappointing results? Are your optimizations delivering no to low performance improvements? If that all sounds familiar, well, it's because the game's changed, which means you need a chat with my friends at Digital Gearbox. They are masters in the art of pay-per-click marketing. Their expert team have helped transform businesses around the world with tried and tested strategies that actually get results. And right now, they're offering a free one-on-one consultation to 10 ambitious Keep Optimizing listeners looking to do great things in 2023. Now, only 10 of you can get this brilliant offer, so do not delay. Get your free consultation now by heading over to keepopt.com/digital gearbox. That's keepopt.com/digital gearbox. And let the Digital Gearbox team show you the true power of PPC.